What's up everybody, Damon here, and in today's gaming news, a former PlayStation exec thinks he knows how to grow the console industry, GTA is probably trapped in the USA, and CD Projekt sells good old games to a familiar face. This is your Daily Fix. The console audience is not growing. We know this. The best-selling console of all time is the PlayStation 2. No console since has matched its numbers. So how will console manufacturers break through that barrier? By learning a crucial lesson from the videotape format war one former PlayStation executive has suggested. Speaking on the Pause for Thought and Naomi Kyle YouTube channel, which features a former host of this very show, Sean Layden, former boss of Sony Interactive Entertainment America, said the console video game market has hit a limit and significant change is needed to expand beyond it.
We talk about gaming as being this $250 billion industry, which it is, and have hundreds of millions of users, which it does. But of course, that includes if you're playing Wordle, you're a gamer. If you're playing Candy Crush, you're a gamer in that number. But the number of discrete consoles sold over any particular generation caps out about 250 million. If you line up all the PS1s, Sega Saturns, and N64s, and you go by generations, we need to crack that cap, that barrier.
To fact check him a bit here, the PS1, Sega Saturn, N64 generation only had about 144 million consoles sold, but point taken. Layden said the video game industry should study the past as it looks to the future, in particular, Betamax's loss to VHS in the videotape format war. The videotape format war was the late 1970s, early 80s battle between Sony's Betamax and JVC's VHS for dominance in home video, with VHS ultimately winning due to longer recording times, broader licensing with more manufacturers, and key partnerships with movie studios. Those partnerships made movies available for rental and purchase on VHS more readily, despite Betamax often having slightly better initial quality. Layden said Betamax lost to VHS for one reason only, that VHS licensed its format across many different manufacturers. Sony held the unique Betamax patent, trademark, and everything. It never went wide like VHS. Later on, Sony and Philips created the Compact Disc Consortium. They created the patent and then they licensed it out to all the other manufacturers. Same thing happened with DVD, same thing happened with Blu-ray. They said that we'll compete on the device. This, Layden said, is exactly what the video game industry should do, create a gaming format consortium of sorts. He's saying there should just be one gaming format that would work on any console exactly the way other media works. You can play any Blu-ray in any Blu-ray player, for example. That's how you get to the ubiquity of the toaster. But right now, I think we're trapped in this containment field, Layden said. Following Layden's thought here, though, it would require Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo to come together to agree upon a singular gaming format that means all video games play on all consoles. Not only that, but any company would then be able to try its hand at making a PlayStation or an Xbox and compete with the first-party console manufacturers in the market. And Layden might be right. This might be the only way to grow the console audience. I also think it is extremely unlikely to happen, especially for Nintendo. Xbox's audience is shrinking, Sony's is stagnant, but Nintendo's has been growing recently. The Switch was its most popular console ever. Nintendo is the one platform that has seen growth over the last 2 decades. For now, Nintendo and Sony seem fine with keeping the status quo, while Microsoft, out of necessity, seems willing to experiment. Everything is an Xbox, they say. We'll see how much it can shake things up as we move into the next generation of consoles. Moving on, for years Grand Theft Auto fans have wondered whether Rockstar might take the franchise out of its traditional American setting into cities and other countries. But according to one former developer, that's never going to happen, and fans just need to accept it. In an interview with GamesHub, former Rockstar Games technical director Oba Vermey, who worked at the company from 1995 to 2009, said there were ideas about post-Liberty City, San Andreas, and Vice City GTA games set in Rio de Janeiro, Moscow, and Istanbul. But it was GTA Tokyo that almost actually happened. According to Vermey, who left Rockstar just after finishing GTA 4, another studio in Japan was going to take Rockstar's code and develop GTA Tokyo. He didn't say which studio. But then it didn't happen in the end, he said. Why? It sounds like Rockstar came to the realization that American cities are the natural and best setting for GTA, and given it takes so long to release new games in the series, going international is too big of a risk. He said, people love having these wild ideas, but then when you've got billions of dollars riding on it, it's too easy to go, let's do what we know again. And also, America is basically the epicenter of Western culture, so everybody knows the cities, even people who haven't been there. If games still took a year to make, then yeah, sure, you can have a little fun, but you're not going to get that when there's a GTA every 12 years. You're not going to set it in a new location. You don't really need to either, because the technology changes so much. Nobody is going to say that they're not going to play GTA 6 because they've already played Vice City. That doesn't make sense. It's completely different. I'm afraid we're stuck in this loop of about 5 American cities. Let's just get used to it. What do you think? Are you used to GTA being set in a handful of American cities? Let me know in the comments. And finally today, CD Projekt has sold its DRM-free PC storefront Good Old Games to its original co-founder, Michael Kicinski, for approximately $25 million. Kicinski is also co-founder of CD Projekt itself and currently holds 10% share of capital in the business. Kicinski co-founded Good Old Games in 2008 and has operated within the CD Projekt group for over 17 years. CD Projekt, the Polish company behind smash hits The Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk 2077, wants to focus on game development and other projects, it said. CD Projekt and Good Old Games share the same roots and values: freedom, independence, and a genuine sense of ownership, Kicinski said. I believe that CD Projekt, with its exceptional AAA games, will stand as always behind the Good Old Games offering, making Good Old Games the best place on the planet to purchase The Witcher and Cyberpunk games, both existing titles and the new ones we all anticipate so much. Good Old Games has long competed with Steam for the hearts and minds of PC gamers by leaning on its no DRM policy, although Valve's platform remains the overwhelming market leader. And that is your Daily Fix for Monday, December 29th. Now that you're caught up on the news, watch our video on how Red Dead 2 comparison videos are lying to you. I'm Damon Hatfield, and for all your video game news, stay tuned to IGN.